Okay, so I want to do another video now where I'm going to show you just how to briefly edit blocks that you're going to download. So first I just want to show you an example of getting like a toilet for our house project. So in this case, I filtered, I'm at the Kohler link for the 2D drawings. I clicked or filtered to toilets and then 2D plan. So we'll just kind of pick a decent toilet here. All right, we'll say this guy right here. I'm going to say view all. And then I want the DWG plan, the 2D DWG plan. Click on that, open that up. So here's the toilet. I'm also going to show you how to do a GE refrigerator. So these will be slightly different so you can see the differences. All right, so here's the block. In Kohler's case, it's all these separate little lines. So that's going to get really tricky if I want to move and rotate this toilet around. I want it to be a block so it's not all these separate little lines. First, I want to make sure everything's on the 0 layer. So what I did is I left clicked and then dragged down to select all of it. I'm here under properties, and first under layer, I want it to be 0. And the color, I want to make sure it's by layer. So that's correct. The other thing to note with Kohler, if you zoom way in, there are tiny little words here that says model, trade number, product material. That's fine. That's part of their kind of programming behind the scenes for CAD. You can delete that out if you want, though. You're never going to see it. It's so tiny. So to make this a block, we're going to type in the words block. And then I'm going to call this toilet 1. I'm going to give it a number just in case there's another one I want. No objects have been selected, so I'll say select objects. And then I'm going to left click again, and I'm not holding down my mouse. I'm just pulling it and hitting enter. So that's all the objects I want. I'm going to hit enter. It's basically asking to confirm that. So I'm going to say okay. Now when I click on it, let's see, hold on. You can see it's one solid object, not all these separate lines. So if I want to bring it into my house, I click it, say Control C, bring it into my house. Here's like roughly where I want to put it, Control V. Now it's still coming in if I click it on the 0 layer, but I want to match properties. So I'm going to say match properties, click on the blue, click on the block, and now I've got a nice little toilet. And then I can rotate it around and move it. If I like it too, I can copy and paste and put it in like other locations. All right, so that works pretty well for the Kohler one. So I'm going to close this guy down. I'll say no because I don't really need to use it again. Here's a fridge I downloaded from GE, and you can see there's all these different colors and there's a lot going on in here. So if I collect this, so if I left click and then swoop down, so again, I'm not holding it, I'm just moving my mouse, and then left click down here. It says it's on layer 0, but so we're going to make sure it's on layer 0 first, but then the color obviously varies a lot. So we're going to click on the varies and pick by layer. So the nice thing is it really was all on the same layer. They just use different colors for different lines. The other thing before I bring it in is this is kind of showing the geometry of that curved handle. That's going to print out really dark black. So I'm going to do a quick cleanup job. You're going to have to do this for a lot of your appliances. They all kind of have a lot going on with them. So I'm just kind of going to quickly delete these out. So I'm going to pause while I'm doing that. Okay, sorry. So I went ahead and I cleaned out all the extra lines that were here on what is basically, you're seeing, excuse me, you're seeing the handlebar from above. If you ever delete things that you do need, like if by mistake I deleted like these outer lines like this, you can just Control Z and they come back. So I'm not going to get too fussy about the rest of these lines because again, time is money. So I'm just going to make sure I clean out those ones that are real obvious where it's showing me all the curves of the geometry. So now I want to make this a block also. So I'm going to type in block. And then I'm going to call this a 2-door refrig. Say okay. Oh, I got to select them. So left click on that. So again, I'm going to left click. And I'm not holding down, I'm just kind of swooping it. And then I left click here on the bottom, hit enter, say okay. Now let's see, that guy's good to go. So what we're going to do is, oops, we turned it to blue. So, oh, it's because it's on the 0 layer. Their 0 layer for some reason is blue. So we're going to click on this, Control C, bring it into my house. So say, for example, I want to put it maybe somewhere around here, which, oh, maybe over here. We'll see how that works with the door. Now notice when I like kind of let go of it into my model, it's still on layer 0. Now for appliances, what we want is a appliance level layer. So we're going to go over to the tool palettes And I'm just going to bring in something from the CAD library that is on that layer. So if I click on more FF&E, the easiest way to do this, honestly, is to type in range, and you'll see what kind of stoves CAD has. So CAD does have some stoves. There's not many. Some of them are kind of very old-fashioned looking. I'm going to insert, in this case, actually, hold on, we're going to hover over again. It's kind of jumping. We'll go up to this guy. I'm going to insert mine into drawing because I don't want to use this one again. So I hit escape, enter. So this, if I click on this, you can see that it's over here on home. It's under a appliance. So again, I'm going to take this match properties button and I'm going to click on the appliance, and then I'm going to click on the refrigerator. And then that now is all set on its correct layer. This is going to matter later on in the end, because again, this is where we're going to tell the electrician that you need to put a special, volt plug for your refrigerator. So this is why your basic things like furniture that can kind of come and go and don't affect anybody are going to stay on this iFurniture layer, sorry. And your plumbing fixtures are going to be on P fixtures, and your appliances are on A appliance. And the nice thing about CAD is, back in my day, we had to type these all out and make these layers ourselves. But the fact that AutoCAD now has them tied into their own blocks means it kind of brings it into our model for us. All right, so that's how you're going to edit blocks. Some of them you might run into some weird hiccups, and every year I end up helping folks troubleshoot it, and it's like, it's not your fault. Sometimes there's a lot of odd programming going behind the scenes. One thing I'll show here is sometimes if you look up here, see how that says there's a lock on it? Often we have to unlock it to be able to edit any of the part of the drawings. So some of these appliance ones, they're drawn on the layer that the person has locked. We have to unlock it first before we can edit it. All right, but remember, I'm going to be doing a lot of kind of troubleshooting and helping you with this in class too.